Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Herbie J. Pilato, he is an interesting guy, writer, producer, consultant, and he's also I guess you could say an archiver of that, which is All Classic TV. How are you, Herbie?
I'm very good this morning. How about yourself?
Doing well, thanks. Kind of tell us a little bit about your background before we get into our topic today, which I think is going to be a really interesting one for the listener.
I started out as an actor in Rochester, New York, became an NBC page in Burbank, California after going to UCLA, realized I was very interested in the behind-the-scenes aspects of the industry, and then I started writing about television, classic TV shows in particular, Bewitched. I had written a reunion movie for Bewitched, and Elizabeth Montgomery didn't want to do that, so we did the book, and then I went on to do other books about other classic TV shows and realized they all had a positive message, which led me to the formation and founding of the Classic TV Preservation Society.
Yeah, and I have to agree. You know, if nothing else, just a simple idea of a Brady Bunch ending with everything working out in the end, I think it's important for people to have that reinforced as a culture.
I agree 100%. And, you know, look at what's happening today. We have 4 new classic TV networks on. There's Me TV, Antenna TV, Cozy TV, and now the new Decades television network. All of them show incredible programming from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And people, I think, are hungry for that because those shows, you know, they were made very well, just like little movies. And you just don't see that today on the new shows.
No, you don't. You don't. There's such cynicism, even in the comedies. There's just not a whole lot of positive messaging out there. So, tell us about the whole museum idea, the whole concept of what you're trying to do here.
Well, I formed the CTVPS. That's short for the Classic TV Preservation Society, originally on Facebook. But the core function of the society are the TV and self-esteem seminars that I bring to schools, colleges, community centers, senior centers, and businesses around the country, talking about the positive effect of classic TV, how there are people in the world who became doctors because of Marcus Welby, MD, lawyers because of Perry Mason, and certainly families who learn to talk more and communicate better because of Father Knows Best, the Brady Bunch, as you mentioned, the Partridge Family, and certainly wonderful shows like the Waltons. And the women liberation movement certainly was forwarded because of Anne Marie on That Girl and Wonder Woman and the Mary Tyler Moore Show, very working woman. Mary Richards inspired Oprah Winfrey, of all people, to go into journalism. So there you go, Exhibit A of a positive influence on society.
Right, and it did it in such a way that took away some of the kind of defanged their movement, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because before those type of programs, there was a whole lot of fear and loathing on the part of the male culture when it came to these type of things. And you can see that, it's still going to be humans. We're still going to laugh. We're just going to figure out how to enjoy working together and to work together better.
Exactly. And, look, we all have bad days, and we all, use vulgar words at times or stub our toe, we swear. But to do it constantly in the vulgar and violent way that is so many times on these new programming, these new shows of today, it's just not necessary. There's a way to tell the truth and yet still retain dignity. And that's why so many of the classic shows have so much power, and it's just so wonderful to watch.
No question about it. No question about it. So tell me about where you're at in this development.
Well, I'm very, very proud of it because, it's no easy feat to get the 501c formal nonprofit status. It took me a few years to do that. And I have a wonderful board of directors, including Lydia Cornell from Too Close for Comfort, the TV show, Kathy Garver, one of the stars of Family Affair, the classic TV show, Ed Spielman, creator of Kung Fu. I have a really very strong board of directors. And right now, it's a new company, and even though I do the self-esteem seminars, and I've been doing them for years, it's now definitely under the umbrella of the CTVPS. So we're seeking funding and donations, essentially seed money, to really, really kick things off.
So when it's really up and going, what is it going to look like? What is it going to entail?
Well, down the road, I want real estate. I want an actual big building in Los Angeles where we can house, entertainment, have Florence Henderson, Dick Van Dyke, all the classic TV performers either give speeches and talk about their experiences of meeting fans and lovers of their programming, to hold annual or semi-annual galas, to have facilities and actual additional instructors and teachers on site to offer seminars, in so many different capacities and so many different levels. So you have to dream big and you have to think big, When you put your whole heart and soul into anything, as long as it's a good idea that's not going to hurt anybody, it's only going to make a contribution to society in some way, you will find support.
Seems to me like a university or college would be all over that.
Yes, and I have received wonderful support. I started the seminars years before I did I formed the organization. I started them back in Rochester, my hometown, New York, and so I'm already doing it. It's just a matter of now really getting the marketing out there and letting the entire country know, that they are available, that this is happening.
Yeah. I mean, you think about presidential libraries; it'd almost be something like that if you could put it on a college campus. It would seem like it'd be a really logical, cool place to put it.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Well, so when did you get the tax exempt status?
I just got it about approximately a year ago in October, and I had the nonprofit status since 2010. So it took a couple of years. You really have to prove, why this is a worthy thing or why your idea is worthy, and certainly reaching out to people, because it's not about the celebrities, it's not about the shows, it's about the people who were affected, who changed their lives because of these shows. Whether they knew about it or not, it happened.
Yeah, no question about it. I am delighted that you came by, Herbie, to talk about what you've got going on. I certainly hope you keep me abreast of what's happening in the future. Keep me on your email list and keep me informed. By the way, you can. I'm gonna just go ahead and spell the website out just to try to make it a little easier for the listener. And Herbie J. Pilato, you can find him at Herbie, Herbie J. Pilato, Pilato, .blogspot.com. Herbie, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
You too. I wish you well. All right, when we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here does show up over there at usdailyreview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.